Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're gonna dive on in to what I'm gonna call in advance. We're gonna have like a predictive moment. I'm gonna call this the best foundation of 2025. And I know that sounds like a stretch. You might think she's exaggerating. It can't be done. Like we're just starting 2025. We need something good in 2025, right? So let's talk about a makeup item that has blown me away. I've been trying this for a hot minute. This is not a first impressions, even though we're gonna do a full application, wear test, wearing it all day, doing the close-ups, the whole big thing. But I have been trying this quietly because Anastasia Beverly Hills reached out a while back and they had a launch coming. They wanted to partner with me on this video. So this is a sponsored video, but I always demand that I try a product first, really get to know it if I'm going to be giving you guys the big, huge thumbs up recommendation. So I did that, quickly fell in love. I'm just like, yes, like the foundation gods have blessed us and I try everything. I probably would have made this video whether they reached out or not because I am a foundation junkie and the journey to find perfection in a foundation will just always interest me, and this one is just really hitting the spot. This is the Impeccable foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a matte blurring foundation that gives you a second skin feel. This is a long wearing formula, which you guys know that is something I demand out of products. This is gluten-free, phthalate-free, mineral oil-free, talc-free, which makes my skin clog, and it is fragrance free, which I love because foundation with fragrance typically irritates my skin and then I can get some redness and irritation. Even though it is said to be a second skin matte blurring foundation, I feel is perfect for all skin types, including dehydrated or dry. Now, oily skin, you're gonna love this because it really does prevent oil from peeking through. This is such a winning formula. It is a Goldilocks formula. I'm wearing it right now and like my skin looks perfect. I'm not even concealing underneath how I normally take a concealer and I will spot conceal. Like I don't even have to do that with this product. It's buildable. So if you don't want the full meal deal, you don't want the full coverage, you don't have to use a ton of product. It still blends out. It doesn't look patchy. It gives you more of that natural, no makeup type of a thing. This comes, I believe, in 25 shades. Now they did something really nice with the different undertones. You have neutral undertones, peach undertones, warm undertones. They really thought of everything when putting this whole thing together as far as matching people with warm, neutral, or peach. I like everything that they did. And then we are also going to demo and put to the test the Impeccable Setting Mist. This locks everything in and it's a beautiful setting mist. So we're gonna pair these two together, which they are the dream team. They're designed to be used together. You can go and find this at Ulta. I would encourage you to put it on your hand in store. This is not just like, oh, we have a new foundation. Like the technology that they have in here, whatever they are doing, literally smooths out your fine lines, blurs you, holds you tight, like all day long. Your foundation is gonna look nice and fresh. This is the one. So let's hop in to the application. Going in with the shade 2N, I'm gonna take a couple of pumps on a glass palette, and I do prefer using this foundation with a brush. I have tried this with my fingers, with a sponge. With a sponge, it works okay, but I feel personally that a brush is the way to go. Now, you can definitely build this foundation up, which is something I really, really like about it because I do have areas that I like to cover. Now, normally I would be concealing these dots. I got like some kind of weird breakout over here with a thicker concealer like Dermacol underneath, but I wanted to show you guys what this foundation is capable of on its own. It's a very second skin natural type of a look that you can achieve with this foundation, but you can also go a little bit harder. So I feel like it is really adjustable. And what I like to do is go pretty thin on most of the face and then really press in the areas that I want to cover. So let's get to business. I'm gonna load my brush up lightly first and show you guys what this is capable of, just blending and buffing out. I'm not really stippling or pressing too much. I'm just buffing the foundation in, and already you can see like the texture is so thin, but it is covering. It definitely blurs beautifully. So my trouble area happens to be around my nose and the lines on my forehead. Not a huge fan of, but they are there. So when you're looking for a foundation, you want to make sure you're getting something, if you have fine lines and that is your concern, that isn't going to settle in them, that has some type of a blurring quality. Sometimes we think that blurring is exclusively for more oily skin, people with larger pores, but blurring can look so beautiful when we're talking about smoothing out any fine lines that you don't want to exaggerate. The formula also has hyaluronic acid, so you're attracting moisture to the skin, plumping the skin up. It is the perfect foundation. I love it so much. So we have a lot going on as far as discoloration, etc. over here. Bam. I haven't even pressed in on the areas that I want a little more coverage. And I'm just surprised every time I use this of what it is able to achieve with such little product. And it's not heavy. It is not heavy at all. With the many different foundations that I've tried, I always look for something that hydrates the skin but won't make it overly dewy, greasy, glowy. I personally do not like that. I feel like it exaggerates more than I would like it to. And as much as I would like to live in a world with glass skin, I feel it's not really realistic because that doesn't stay on the face long at all anyway. But when you get into some of the more like hardcore, long, oil reducing formulas, they can be really, really drying on the skin and then you get a lot of creasing. This does not do that. It's like the best of both. You're blurring the pores, you're blurring the lines, you're smoothing everything out. It's helping oil to not poke through, or if you're in a humid climate, not destroy the foundation and break it apart, but it doesn't look dehydrated. This particular formula is so good for all skin types. If I personally came out with a foundation, this would be it. This would, like, I'm blown away. Also, she plays well with others. You can blend cream on top of this, no problem. I did a wear test one day without powdering it because I just wanted to see how long it would take for it to fall apart, even though I always use powder. I was really curious, like, could I get away with not powdering? And it held up even without powder. I mean, I really put this through the ringer and this foundation is top tier. Just to show you how it layers, we're gonna go in with just a little more product and press. This is something that you can do if you have scarring on the face, if you have discoloration and you want to cover up just an area of the face. You don't have to put foundation obviously everywhere, but sometimes with foundations, you will see a little bit of discoloration itself with how the product's oxidizing, and then it's just not as smooth and seamless as the rest of the face. I love going in and seeing if a product is truly buildable, and this one, like even with me talking, like I didn't even perfectly blend that out and it's just doing all of the work for me. I'm gonna finish up the face. We are doing a full day test. So let me speed through the rest of my makeup. We're now gonna go in with the companion setting spray. This is the Impeccable setting spray. The foundation and this setting spray work beautifully together. They definitely work the same as far as blurring the skin. So blurring those pores, fine lines. This is really just gonna lock everything in and hold your makeup in tight. What I like about this one is I don't get further dehydrated. Sometimes when I'm using a setting spray that is meant to hold the makeup in place all day long, after I use it for a few days in a row, I see a little bit of dryness on my face. So I always feel like I have to sacrifice something when I'm using a lot of my favorite setting mists. This one does not dry my skin out. I feel like, again, it's that best of both worlds. So let's lock her in tight. It has a light fragrance, but it is not aggressive. It's not overly perfumed. It's just nice and fresh, so it doesn't stink. Like sometimes when things are unfragranced, especially setting mists, it can have this weird scent to it, and I just like the scent of this. It is very undetectable, but there. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys. And I do like to drench the face. And if I have drenched in excess and I don't have on hand a hair dryer to blow off the excess, like you guys know, I love doing that as a hack, I will take any kind of a velour puff and just press the excess in. And you saw I had a couple of droplets there because I was just using like 50,000 mists, which you don't have to do that, but that's my style. It's what I like to do. I like to rehydrate the skin, bring down any powderiness, and I just like the feeling of it. It's part of how I do my makeup in a ritual, if you will. The lines on my forehead, Like they're there, but they're hydrated and looking good. And you guys, PS, like, she's been off her skincare game. Like I have been terrible about taking care of my skin this past week. I don't know, the world feels crazy and I am not on my A game. So for my skin to look this good when I have not been exactly the best about taking care of it, I'm a happy camper. Let's see how she wears and do our day. It's like 5:42. It like gets dark so early that we are like the day is almost done. Not really, but kind of. My Christmas tree is still up. I know. Please don't judge. I will get to it. The makeup, by the way, is so snatched. It is not budged one bit. I have not needed to powder. I have not needed to do anything. Where did my husband go?
I'm over here, baby.
Are you hiding?
I'm just staying out of the way.
Oh, do you want to give your thumbs up?
I didn't want to make any noise while you were filming.
James used to be the person to critique my makeup all the time when I would do wear tests, like all of the time. Do we remember?
Yes.
Sometimes you would be a little harsh.
We've been doing this for a long time now.
Yes.
You look beautiful.
15-year anniversary flowers right there. We just kind of quietly celebrated. But yes, this man has been critiquing my makeup as I have demanded him to for a very long time.
This is really nice.
You like it?
It's not too matte. It's not too glowy. It's just right. It looks really, really, really nice.
The fact that he knows all of that is amazing. Yeah, I love this. You guys, it looks good. It looks great. All right, we'll do more.
Approved.
James approved. We will do more check-ins in a little bit. We are past 9 o'clock. I have had a late dinner. I redid the lip look because all the lipstick, everything left my face. And I'm hoping that I don't have food on my face. I had like a salsa accident that literally went down my neck. And I was like, oh, I don't want to repowder the face. I just want to leave everything as is. So I kind of lightly took a velour puff, pat, pat, pat. I did add a little blush. But other than that, you guys, nothing has been touched. I very intentionally did not touch up the face at all. I wanted you guys to see that someone like me that typically gets very oily by the end of the day, like really greasy and simultaneously dry, and it gets very like gummy almost sometimes, that this is not happening. I do look a little bit, I wouldn't say oily, but there's life to the skin happening right now and no breaking apart. That's really impressive to me. My lines are not really showing. My concealer could do a better job than the foundation. The foundation's perfect. The concealer's creasing a little bit, but like you don't see too much creasing on the face elsewhere. We need an Impeccable concealer. Just gonna throw that out there. I love this. Every single time I have worn this, it has been the same story. So I'm gonna give it a couple more hours and then we will conclude with our final check-in. But like, I feel pretty in this foundation. It's so good. My skin never looks this good right before bed, you guys. It is legitimately like I'm done. It's almost 11 o'clock and my eyes are tired. They're like starting to feel heavy. I have got to go take the makeup off and be done with today. But I wanted to push this wear test as far as I could. And the results are in. I have not powdered. I have not touched up. This is pretty much what it looked like when I first put it on. Not much has changed. Maybe I have a little more dewiness to the skin. This is a velvet matte. It's not like a dry, like, you know, hold you in too tight kind of a matte. This really is for all skin types. My prediction with this Impeccable foundation is that it will have a viral moment. I think people are gonna really love this. It is very different. How it wears, how it blends, the amount you need, the coverage you get. There's nothing in here that will clog your pores. This is safe for sensitive skin. Just everything across the board. If you check this out, if you go swatch it, buy it, if you ask for a sample, try it and let me know what you think, because I have not been this impressed, sponsorship or not, with a foundation in a hot minute. Like, throw the sponsorship away. No joke, this is one of the coolest foundation launches that I have tested in forever. Well done, Anastasia. The Impeccable foundation is a smash hit, and the setting mist, the Impeccable setting mist as well. These two together are the dynamic duo to get your makeup to lock in without looking crunchy. Let's give a little mist as our final goodbye. Everything you need to know will be in the description box below. You can find this at Ulta. This launches today in the US, and I hope you check it out. Thank you again to Anastasia for partnering with me, and I hope you guys go and have a good one whatever you are doing. I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.